Welcome back to another episode of Life Along the Streetcar, where we focus on the social, cultural, and economic impacts inside and around the urban core. And we define that as being from A Mountain to the University of Arizona along the modern streetcar route. And we're focusing on some art with these next few episodes, and we're welcoming back into the studio a long-time returning guest. You've been on like every studio we've been in. Ignacio Garcia has been doing some type of presentation.
Crazy.
We did, just audio. Then we did one at the gallery. Then we did one. It's like,
I mean, even going back when I did the running of the piñatas, remember?
oh yeah, that was 2019. That's when we first met.
Yeah.
2019 is
crazy.
Is when we first met, and that is still an incredibly popular mural in the gallery.
Oh my God, it's one of the Tucson's favorite. Yeah.
Well, it's hard to label Tucson's favorite because every seems like every couple of months there's a brand new mural in Tucson that's just absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it's like keeps competing on its own.
I think last time you were on, it was almost a year ago for the rodeo.
Correct.
The 100th anniversary, and you did that small, little tiny mural about the rodeo, that little tiny one you did with the three cowboys. Do you remember that?
It's quite tiny, man. That took forever.
That took you, what, like 3 months to paint that one?
It was 3 months. It was exhausting. It was intense. And
so, like, as comparison, something that's a little bit smaller, say like the running of the piñatas. How long does that take you to
oh my
create
God,
that?
weeks. Like that maybe a couple weeks, 2 weeks, the most. Average 2 weeks. And it's weird because murals at that time, 2 weeks was the average.
Right.
Like if you really get into it, you work for 8 hours a day, maybe six days out of the week. 2 weeks you could definitely execute it. Now it's like it's coming to like an average is a month to paint a mural because it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But after the rodeo, after the 3 months, that was an insane challenge. Since then, all these big murals seem so small to me. I'm like, oh, I could do that. They're like, really? Are you sure? Oh, yeah, it's pretty easy. But I mean,
that little thing, I'll do that. No problem.
Yeah, I think that intensity kind of helped a lot to kind of maintain these big projects. In fact, these other murals that are going to be coming up, at first I was looking at them like, these are big. And I'm like, and I went back and looked at them like, oh, okay, that's pretty easy.
So it's been a year, and seems like you've just been on vacation, not really doing a whole lot.
No, man, I definitely need a vacation for sure. But when you love something you do, it's something that you just have a passion for. It kind of fills in your little vacation time.
We're going to talk about a big event for you and an interesting one for the artistic community coming up here in a few minutes. Before that, I do want to get a sense of what you've been working on. So, I mean, we'll talk about Tohono Chul too in a minute because that was a beautiful one. But like, have you been doing other stuff, like things in the urban area that are, or what have you been doing?
Well, a lot. Mainly a lot of personal pieces. They're not.
What does that mean? Personal pieces,
like large canvases.
Okay.
The collection that I'm trying to create for hopefully next year, I'll have it finished. It's a slow process, but I mean, this is just personal, Sonoran kind of, things that I like to do.
Nice.
But it's just taking forever. Yeah.
Well, it probably is. We see these beautiful murals on the walls, and I know like you said, you're doing other work.
Yeah.
And I don't think people fully understand that the painting of the mural might take weeks or a couple of months, but it's that planning, the design, the amount of research that you do to come up with a face. I remember talking about that with the cowboys, like the amount of photos that you looked at to come up with those three faces of those cowboys.
Yep. Yeah, I'm very particular. I'd rather have more information than just focusing on one. The more a variety of different elements that I have, it just kind of gives me the free range of what direction. In fact, you kind of learn a lot from that too as well, and kind of guide you on something even more engaging. Yeah.
Still, it's one not as well known as some of your other murals. I think maybe because of the location of it, but I still, when we do our mural tours, I always bring people by Rosa's Resistance.
Yeah.
That woman is so beautiful in such a dark and dank environment.
Yeah.
And that look of determination in her face is just, it's just intense.
Yeah. And I try to put emotion into these murals. In fact, I had a presentation or an interview with Advantage West, and I was a featured artist, and one question was like, it seems like every painting that you do, there's an emotional. People get really emotional attached to it, and I'm like, and she actually mentions like, how do you do that? And I'm like, that's a very good question. I don't know. I think it's from my experience of the Sonoran Desert and the people and my upbringing and overall the landscape. It's just the little details that tells the story. And somehow I just kind of get captivated by that, and I just kind of become amused. And somehow I feel that emotion, and I want to express that. So that's the same thing with the Rose of the Resistant.
Yeah, that's just phenomenal, and all of your work is. It's on tour, and I think this is representative across the board of Joe Pagic and Jessica Gonzalez and Rock Martinez, Camille Barra, Penn Macias. The level of research and preparation before it goes on the wall is intense.
It's intense, but it has to be done right, because you have to have that value that will hold its time. And that's a very crucial key element to the murals, because you don't want to have a mural that kind of represents that moment, because 5 years from now, it will become that moment, and it just kind of loses and ages, or like it kind of becomes part of that. So I try to make something that it's timeless and easy for the eye. I mean, there's a lot that goes behind it. And plus I put a little bit of, Easter eggs. Now my son's actually helping me out with those Easter eggs.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll like, do whatever you want at this point. And
Easter eggs being those things that you gotta search that mural over and over again and then you start to find these little things that are sort of hidden in the artwork.
Yeah. And I did that deliberately for the purpose of people to actually more engage to the mural and actually study the design and the hand and the brush strokes and like how it's, because people just now they want to just take a selfie and then just take off.
Right.
But because now they know there's little Easter eggs, it forces them to kind of engage more and to study more of the painting.
So you paint the murals?
Everything's completely hand brushed.
You don't use any compressed air or anything like that?
No. I don't like. I try to be environmentally kind of clean on that.
So even the big one, like the three cowboys, that
was all hand brushed. Literally, I got brushes this big up to brushes this big.
Good heavens!
So I have to it's like using a
mop.
broom.
I was gonna say a broom. Yeah, that's what's
yeah.
Well, I want to bring one up here that it's not in the urban core, but it's I think it's your newest one that you just finished at Tohono Chul.
Correct. Yeah, just finished it to almost a week and a half.
So we're gonna bring it up on the screen for people to look at. This is not, you are not in the mural. This is not, you're not the you didn't paint yourself in the mural.
Yeah.
But this one, it's just the sky, the dark, it's the red, the blue is just fabulous.
Yes. So when I was accepted to do this mural, I wasn't expecting to get accepted. So that was a surprise. And I think because my presentation was understanding more of the Sonoran landscape, and I kind of connected with the Tohono Chul, and then going there, and they're known for the night events, and I just wanted to kind of highlight that idea. And it brought back those memories when I used to go out with my friends at middle of the night, during the weekends, and sometimes you have a nice bright blue moonlight, and this twilight is just so intense. You can actually go driving out in the desert without no lights. It's actually, in fact, it was actually more safer to drive without the lights, because you can actually see the whole landscapes. In fact, you see some cows, some coyotes, but once you turn on the light, everything becomes black in your surroundings. So, but once your eyes adjust in like 5 minutes, then you can drive. Yeah, in fact, you can walk, in the middle of the desert.
That's fabulous.
Yeah,
absolutely fabulous.
But at the same time, it can be dangerous because there's more predators.
Swipe up. Just swipe up from the bottom there. Pull up there.
And then but that's when the animals are more active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that moon. That is
it's one of those murals you have to experience in person. There's so much interaction with this mural. The stars actually shimmer.
Okay.
When you walk, they actually shimmer.
I was someone who was on one of our other tours. They said it's like 3D. It sort of comes off the wall.
It does. It's weird. It's weird because when you're walking from the distance and walking towards it, you can see the whole landscape as if you're outside. The more closer you are, the more detail comes in, and then it makes you feel as if you are the critter looking up, as you are a prey or a predator.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like that was a cool concept of kind of making that look that way. And then once you start going from one side to the mural to the other, there's so much detail. Each section becomes a new kind of environment. And then of course then there's the 3 little Martians I added. Well, my son added it there. He actually hand painted it and drew it.
Those are the Easter eggs in this one, the Martians?
There's 3 Martians and 3 little UFOs.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 You like UFOs. Your 250
I love
your
UFOs.
250 plus project had some UFOs in there.
I might have been abducted. I don't even know. You know.
You are from another world. Probably.
I am. That's what I think my home's back out there. You know, so I just came to visit.
And then I was hoping to have some breaking news, and we're close to some breaking news, but not quite to breaking news.
Yes,
we do know there's going to be a new mural coming up soon.
Probably next month. Yeah.
Next month being, so it'll be April of 2026 probably?
Yes. First week of April.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's going to coincide with the Palo Verde Bloom Festival that I think this is the first year they're doing it, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
This is that's the Hispanic Chamber, and they're doing the Southern Arizona, or the Southern Arizona Hispanic Chamber is doing the Palo Verde Bloom Festival and tying all of these things around my allergies.
Yeah.
I mean, around these,
these
beautiful blooms.
Yeah, that would be amazing if you go up to this mural and people would start getting allergies. So
yeah, you have to pump out some
sponsored by, you know.
The location, the location, but it hasn't been made public, so we can't quite disclose that.
No.
But we're going to have another 3 to 5 or so story mural.
Yes.
Talking, and it's going to be about the Palo Verde Bloom, but it's a person though.
It's actually it's I actually painted this, and they love this so much that it actually kind of ties in all these little elements of, I don't know, just the culture and just the look of the yellow, the intense yellow of it. So originally, while I was painting the mural of the Vaqueros, one person said, "Hey, we have a wall in mind," you know, and so.
Well, actually, hand me that. I want to get to the. I'll take it.
This one?
Yep. No, I'll take it. Yep. There we go. We'll go there in a second. But I'm sorry, I cut you off there.
I wasn't sure they wanted me to do that mural. It was a nice big building, and then I don't know where they say, "Hey, we heard about this Palo Verde, Bloomfest. I think it'll be great. Would you be able to paint Paula?" Which we call the painting Palo Verde.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh, nice.
So.
Nice.
He loved it. He goes, "Can you paint that instead? That way we can kind of help us out with the whole,
the promotion of the event,
and everything. It'll be the first year and everything." So I was like, "That's a brilliant idea." So we tried to pitch it in and everything, but it just didn't follow through. Timing was bad, and all these little things were just happening. So then somebody else took over the project. So then it got moved elsewhere, closer downtown, and then. We're still waiting on other approvals and all that. So
nice.
We'll see. So we're excited because this will actually help out on what nature of the Palo Verde tree represents. Of course, the culture and the elements of spring, and then again, of the festival.
Well, I like how those elements tie in because and I don't want to get too far off track here, but the Goddess of Agave by Rock Martinez, it was beautiful, but it also really represented such an important plant in our region, and he gave us a chance to really talk about the agave in a way that was because of that artwork, and probably the Palo Verde will
definitely will open up a lot of doors on knowing the history of Tucson. Palo Verde tree is an amazing tree, what it does. So as time goes by, I would love to talk more about it, but it's going to be a different, complete story about the Palo Verde tree, but. Amazing plant.
Well, we'll probably have to have you back then to talk about that particular mural.
Yeah, I could actually bring Rob. Yeah, Rob too.
I think I'm bring Paula.
Oh, Paula. I could bring Paula too as well. Yeah.
You're doing a kind of a unique thing. We don't see this happen very often, but So let's set this up. This is going to be based upon a temporary mural
Yes.
that you put up on what's soon going to be called Gibson's Food Hall. It was Johnny Gibson's.
Yes.
And my understanding was that they put up these pieces of plywood.
Yes.
And like started getting graffiti or tags on it.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, let's stop that. And they hire you.
Yes.
And you went out and painted on the plywood.
Yes.
And then the graffiti stopped.
It did. Yes.
And you did, was it 30?
30 individual faces and animals. So it was weird. Again, with the people of Tucson and the community, everyone really loves to help each other and very supportive. And so I felt like, what a great way to kind of reflect that back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I learned a lot during the Vaquero mural and the process of dealing with the city, and dealing with organizations that know what the community is looking for. I realized that I need to embrace that too, and then to kind of highlight the real the new current community of what Tucson. I felt like what a great way to kind of mix, present, past, and then nature into one thing, because that's kind of what I see in Tucson.
So many of the faces then that are on there are composites. They're not necessarily, I know some are actual people, but
Yeah.
many of them are composites.
It was everything. It was just it was a smaller project. I was not even thinking about what the response would be. It was just there to kind of, put something there. And it kind of led one thing to another, and just the ideas started coming in, and they loved it. And then I was like, what are you going to do? And I asked them, what are you going to do with these pieces? I was like, well, I don't know. It's like, can I keep them? Sure. And then after a while, I'm like, what am I going to do with these pieces? I'm gonna, you know what I mean? So then I was like, I'm going to frame them. And then I'm like, I know people, and then people started asking immediately. It was crazy. During the time of me painting it, maybe a week in, I get a call from an investor. It's like, I was like, hey, I want to buy these pieces from you. I'm going to buy the whole collection. And I was like, what do you have in mind? I was like, well, I want to buy it for $50,000. I'm like, oh, okay. But I was like, it's not even finished. He goes, I know. I was like, I know. I was like, you're going to get a lot of media and all that stuff. And he was already seeing it through the media.
Right.
So I'm like, he wanted to have these pieces. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's like, let me think about it. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, I kind of feel like this piece was for the community. You know what I mean? I felt like the community was part of them helping me out, and I'm helping them out. And I just felt like it shouldn't be controlled in one person. So I told him I declined. He got upset. He really did. But I just didn't want to. I felt like this piece was, and now that people are asking, they want a piece of it. I felt like by auctioning them off, it gives them the control of the public or anyone that wants to get a piece of that. I felt that was the best option.
Well, and there's 30 of them. So, I mean, I guess the price tag seems pretty absorbent, but then, then you think, well, that's 30 individual portraits. That's a pretty good deal for.
You could have tripled that money easily or double it easily for sure. But now that I realized, okay, so if, so now with the auction, I'm thinking of, I'm still working on trying to put those together. And then once everything sells, half of that money is going to go to organizations, with like anything involved with children and art and community. I still looking for the 5 solid, organization that I feel that would be best fit for Tucson that can actually gain and kind of help them out tremendously. I have one in mind that could probably help me out to kind of know where to put that money back to the community. But it was weird. I mean, just to find out that a small project, it's just the representation of how Tucson is, how we help each other out. And it was a wonderful way for me to give give it back.
And I would like to talk just about, there were 3 that I had in mind that I want to talk about. You probably know them. But one, first of all, was you did Johnny Gibson.
I did.
And I thought that was so appropriate. Obviously, it's on his building.
Yep.
And was that even like a thought, or was that like the first thing you thought of, or did that come as an after? Like, how did that come about?
Well, it just happened. You know what I mean? Again, I didn't expect to have this collection to be this profound and the intense intention. But they're just like, hey, can you add Johnny Gibson? Sure. Well, like, can you add this here? Sure, whatever. And then again, we were trying to fill up the space. Mm-hmm. And then I asked, can you give me a picture which is Steve, which is his son. And I asked Steve, can you give me some pictures, something Western or anything? He goes, oh yeah, I might have something in mind. And he showed me this picture. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. So, but to make it to create an image, with no projection, no nothing, just literally freehand drawing, looking at the picture, I have to make it exactly like Johnny Gibson, and sure enough, it turned exactly like him.
Yeah, it looks absolutely fabulous.
And then Paul.
Oh yeah, Paul.
Paul. We added Paul in there just to kind of. Again, it was just random stuff. It was fun. It was something that we were just engaging in that moment, but it wasn't intentionally.
And a lot of these faces, not like I think Paul and Johnny Gibson might be the only two actual people in there. Everyone else is like a composite.
Yes.
When you look at those, and because we've seen the prints in the gallery, so we've had those prints, each one sold, and it's really interesting. If you cover like one side of the face, and then you cover the other side of the face,
correct,
it's like two different people.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I have a weird thing like that, and I have to, and then I finally realized why my faces look. It's actually in the eyes. The eyes actually look kind of like, how to explain it, like, instead of the eyes looking like this, right? But they actually look slanted like this, which is weird.
This is making great radio, but you'll have to check out the video.
Yeah, it's weird because like I realize it's the brush. I use a chisel brush, and the way I paint it, and I'm right-handed, it actually goes with the flow of the brush and my hand stroke. And then I come, and people they don't notice it. But then you have to cover one side of it. You're like, and then you see that you have totally two different personalities.
Yeah, well, and it's the shadowing too. Of the way you do the shadowing of it, because they really, as a person, it looks whole, and then so it's almost to me like three different people built into one mural, because you got the composite and then you got the right and the left. It's just it's fascinating.
Yeah, my mind just works on those little details. I like to have that little mind trickery of kind of messing with people's heads.
And when we're showing it to people, they're like sad because of it looks like someone did graffiti.
Yeah,
but it's yours. Like
I deliberately did that on purpose to hide if someone does more graffiti over it. It's just to kind of, and I even mentioned to them, it's like, well, if they do, what if they tag over it? And I'm like, that's fine. They'll tag over it. It will blend in with the background. Yeah. So I did so much of it that even my own signature blended it right in, so you couldn't even see it.
But so I think the next one we have up here, I just love the graffiti of it. It's of a woodpecker.
Yes.
And so if you look really closely into it, it's got like the graffiti it says like knock knock. And who's there? You got like all this stuff kind of, and all of them are like that. They've got these little jokes, and the name of it is kind of put in there in a really subtle way. Yeah.
And then that sign was already there before.
The warning.
The warning sign was already there. Yeah. And so I'm like, that kind of that was funny. I was like, I'll use that.
Yeah, you got you got a guard woodpecker now, keeping an eye on things.
So during the auction, I will be displaying them there. So that will be the last time they're all going to be united. Okay. But I felt like once you actually see them separately on their own as an art piece, I felt like that would be a great way. So it'll be, I got to figure out that whoever buys tickets for that event, then there's going to be food and drinks. And then that would be a great way to kind of be the last engagement of these pieces. Okay. And for those that could, that want to enjoy it.
And are they going out as 30 individual pieces? Because these are like one sheet of plywood, so there's like two faces.
Yeah, I'm going to cut them in half.
Okay, so each one's going to go
as separate. It's going to be 100% individual, yeah.
Okay.
And they're big, so it's like 4 feet by 4 feet. So it's
an 8 foot piece of plywood. Yeah. So they are huge pieces.
Yeah. The event of the final closing would be the last time that.
So if you bid online, do you have to go to the event, or
no? Anyone in the world can bid on it. Okay. Mostly people from Tucson are more connected to that. Uh-huh. But I think that to see these pieces in one, and for people to actually be part of that moment, I felt like that was kind of more intimate for that.
We definitely saw in the gallery when we changed our spaces, we had them all displayed. Yeah. In the new gallery, the space didn't really fit that, and so we had them stored separately. And the engagement of them as a single piece, really it brought home that this was a fabulous mural. And then each component, it was hard. I think just looking at components really nice, but seeing it in its actual environment really made it special.
Yeah. And I wasn't expecting that, but you know me, once I get stuck into it, I get stuck and I just can't let go of that engagement and emotional attachment.
And once you get into something, I think, even though you have did all this thought in advance, I think as you're getting into it, that emotion you talked about earlier on starts to come out, and you're like, what if I just did that?
I know. And there's a lot, again, even with these pieces, there's a lot of hidden stuff in there. And you'd be surprised that when you see it, it's intense. And this is the reason why people want these pieces.
Yeah.
But again, it wasn't intentionally. It was just something that I felt like I can't control. Like I want to make these interesting pieces, but yeah, I'm honored to know what Tucson made, and I want to get back to Tucson that way.
There is one I have to ask you about because this always comes up on the tour. I think you told me your name is Margarita.
Margarita.
Yeah, so this one, to me, it's very interesting because it's one of the very few that actually has like the color, right? A lot of them are very black and white, and she's got the red in her hair. And so it's this absolutely beautiful woman, a composite.
Yeah.
But she has your name tattooed on her neck. So you created this incredibly beautiful woman that's infatuated with you. Is that the power of being an artist?
I think maybe. I think my ego got too big and I'm just like trying to stamp my name on her neck or something. I don't know. Again, it was just one of those things. I was just like fire, just like randomly just putting things. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put this. I was not even thinking about anything. I was just kind of feeling the moment and just trying to see where it was going.
Prima Margarita.
So my assistant at that time, amazing artist, very talented, and very supportive. And she came up with the name Margarita because I was kind of, again, we're just kind of playing around. I was kind of helping her, trying to train her, and then kind of explaining to her like, don't think about it, just do it. And it's like, what's the first thing that comes into your head? It's like, I don't know, Margarita. I was like, okay, done, do it, and we just named her in that instant moment.
And then tattoo my name on her neck.
And then she came back. She goes, huh? Her neck has a tattoo. I'm like, yeah.
Like I said, just do it.
Yeah, it
popped into my head.
I thought it was some kind of street element to it, and I'm like, okay, cool. But again, that's the thing about what Tucson is in downtown. Has that little, because coming from LA, so I wanted to have that little urban street, city kind of concept. But yet again, it's historic. Mm-hmm. So I have the elements of the traditional paintings. Yeah. So, and of course the street art that goes with it.
Well, the project is called Urban Sonoran.
Yep.
So the project name combines those elements, and it's very again, people do not fully understand when we do these mural tours how thoughtful every aspect is of that. And even the title Urban Sonoran, and then how all of this comes through with that modern and historic feel to it. It's really fantastic.
Yeah, and I wanted for that to feel as an outdoor gallery. That was the number one thing too. I'm like, how cool would this be for this to be to the public for any time, anyone can come in and look at it and make it feel as if it was an outdoor gallery. And it turned out to be that way.
It turned out to be that. It's really fantastic. And it's one of those ones too where I've seen it, I don't know, hundreds of times at this point, and I keep seeing it differently. Yeah. Because the sun will hit it differently, and all of a sudden the faces look a little different because the way the sun's hitting. It's really just amazing.
They do. Yeah, you're right. Early in the morning, the sun's behind it, and you can see it more naturally or like more toned. Mm-hmm. But when the sun hits it above, it's the texture of the plywood. It kind of distorts it, and it makes it more abstract. And then from behind it, it's just like kind of intensity of their faces just really become more profound.
So the auction coming up, how do we get more details? Like what's the plan for that?
So you're the first right now. So you're the to know what
breaking news here on Life Along the Streetcar.
Hopefully by this week I'll have more information. We're still trying to put the website on how to put it together with the auction. This is the first time doing something like this. I've never had no experience.
Not only is it breaking news, but we're like pre-breaking news because we're getting you so early we don't even have the website yet.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
But where should they stay in touch then? Like your social media? How do they stay in touch so that when that website's available, we can find it?
I will be posting all that information.
Okay. And what's your handles on social media? Is it Art by Ignacio or?
Ignacio_Garcia art.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ignacio. Okay.
Ignacio_Garcia_art.
Okay. That's well, we can put that on the screen.
But just Google it. That's the fast way because if you just Google Ignacio Garcia, and then it leads you to what direction you want to go. So it actually helps.
Well,
my techie guy.
No, but this is fantastic. Like, how do you you just Google? You say, oh, you want more? Just Google my name; it'll tell everything. You're so dang famous.
No. It was my techie guy that he deliberately goes, trust me. Let me see if I can help you with this way. It'll give you more feed. But he said, but it's actually best that because you have so many outlets of what people are looking for. He says just make sure you mention to Google search it. So every time I do that, it actually helps out branch out, help support other platforms. Okay. So I'm like, okay, and I trusted him, and then now I'm seeing it. It's a brilliant idea.
And these pieces that have been outdoors for a couple of years, are they meant to stay outdoors? Like if someone purchases it, can this be an outdoor piece, or is it really designed now at this point to come in?
Well, I did put some thick polyurethane on it. So far it hasn't,
Yeah. Okay.
So, but I would recommend it putting in the inside because they've been outside, and,
Gotcha.
So I would, I'm sure the rain probably got inside somehow. Sure might. Yeah, it's wood. So, but yes, I will treat it afterwards again, and then clean them up, frame them, sign them on the side, and then go from there. But it's gonna be a lot of work just to at least to put a frame on it on the back, the support frame, and then wire them and all that. So that's another section. Once I get them, and I'll start slowly taking them down in the next couple of weeks. So and then go from there, and each panel is gonna be slowly kind of taken away. Kind of unveiling the new
Gibson's food hall.
Yeah, exactly. Fantastic. And that was the goal, is for me to help them out too, that on their opening too as well. So that felt like that was more appropriate for them giving me this opportunity and the space to create these pieces. And I feel like I want to help them out too as well.
Okay. And do you have your own website? What's your website?
My own website, it's Ignacio the Artist.
Okay. So people can find out some of your other work that's not necessarily murals, but some of the collections that you have outside of that?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And plus I need to update the current murals that I've been doing this year. Yeah.
And we've got some of your work in the Tucson Gallery, and people can check that out as well.
Yes.
You've got some stuff at the Rialto, the shop next to the Rialto that focuses on the Lagatiris. So your people can find you.
Yeah.
If they want that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, exactly. That's the reason why if you Google search it, it actually helps them navigate on exactly what they're looking for. It's a great perspective of doing that. I don't think not many people are doing that, but I recommend it.
Well, Ignacio Garcia, another one of our fabulous resources here. I think the word's treasures here in Tucson.
Treasure. Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic work that you're doing. Looking to stay informed about this upcoming auction and Palo Verde Festival, all this cool stuff that's happening.
Yeah, it's wild.
Appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, another fabulous episode here of Life Along the Streetcar. If you want to catch up on any past episodes, we recommend you do that over at our website, lifealongthestreetcar.org. We always air the interviews originally on Downtown Radio, 99.1 FM, streaming on downtownradio.org, and then the video and the audio portion of it is housed on our website for posterity, and you can check that out on YouTube, our webpage, and Spotify, all those places. Life Along the Streetcar, easy handle to remember. Always want to give a huge shout out to Ryan Hood for letting us use their music, Dillinger Days, as we begin and end the podcast. And, you just don't know the amount of work that James Portis, our executive producer, puts into this to get this on the air. So, James, greatly appreciate you. My name is Tom Heath. I'm your host, and invite you every week to tune in for another episode of Life Along the Streetcar. And until next time, stay curious, Tucson.